I like the real deep benefits of coming. Can I say that nowadays? If you take away anything from this video, I love coming. I love drugs, but that's how I feel.
Y'all thought you were done with me, huh?
Not only is Miniladd one of the funniest names on YouTube because of the myriad of dick jokes you can make, but his real name happens to be Craig. Craig, or Miniladd as many people know him, used to be part of Vanoss Gaming.
I do meth.
I know. I thought you were in freedom!
Or associated with them at the very least. He then split off to get his own channel, got a big fan base somehow, and proceeded to send them D-pics, which, in itself, I genuinely don't have a problem with. However, they were not of age, and that is where I draw the line. So, welcome to another episode of Which YouTuber Got Cancelled Today? Miniladd is today's person. And he actually made a video very recently called Why Getting Cancelled is the Best Thing That Ever Happened to Me. Now that is a bold claim, because usually when you get cancelled, it's a bad thing. But Miniladd is like,
this is the greatest thing I ever done. Maybe I should send more D-pics to more underage people.
He's just off the deep end, clearly. And I took the time to watch this video, and I regretted every minute of it, because he avoids everything he's done, avoids responsibility, doesn't take any blame, and just explains the hardships of YouTube. I wanted to go through why his video is really bad today, because I myself am a YouTuber, not at the level of Miniladd, of course. I don't think I'll ever get there unless you subscribe. But I just wanted to go over all the things that he's done. And I do also want to make a full video on him at some point. If you guys would like to see that, let me know. Maybe I could do a Detective Leo on it at some point. But today's video is just the most recent one that he did, because I would like to break down everything he said and why it doesn't have anything to do with him being cancelled. For anybody out of the loop and wants a TLDR, which is titty long dick read, Miniladd is a guy who gamed so hard that his channel blew up.
I gotta.
And then he had some Twitch mods and some other friends who were under the age of 18. And he was over the age of 18, I think 21, 22. I would say if you have 16-year-old friends and you're 22, maybe rethink that. But not only did he think they were his friends, he thought they were also sensual buddies, and sent messages like these. My bae, Craig, you're my bae. Hi bae, hi bae. There's no bae Snapchat sticker, I'm sad. Love you bae, love you too bae. Why is my Snapchat so broken? I'm hard bae. I'm sorry bae, I wish I could help. Can I come for you bae? Beautiful, love that Craig. Hey, I would have absolutely no problem, like I said, if she was over the age of consent, but seeing as she was 16 at the time, that is slimy. This is not the first time a YouTuber has done something like this. Unfortunately, it seems to be a problem for us YouTubers. We just don't get the fact that maybe our egocentric nature gets in the way of us being good people or decent people, and a lot of us let it get to our heads. I'm not saying that everyone's exempt from mistakes. Like, you should be able to make mistakes. However, they should be legal mistakes. If you make illegal mistakes, yeah, maybe you deserve that cancellation. So that is the TLDR. If you need any other information, I will drop that video at some point, fully explaining how we got to this position. But all you need to know is this guy has been cancelled for a while. He's come back. People are not forgetting this, because why would they? And he thinks that he is now some sort of new changed person, because them dick pics got sent and they changed his life.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
He's Irish.
Okay, I know that title's a lot. That's a hell of a statement, but I want you to just listen to everything I have to say, and then at the very end up, you can make whatever opinion you want.
My opinion's already bad, Craig. I unfortunately know what you did, which means that I'm never gonna be on your side. If I had heard anything else, or if I had heard you actually disprove it, maybe I would be on your side. Yeah, the video is sitting at 7.7 thousand likes and 20,000 dislikes. Most of the comments seem like bots. I don't think I understand the correlation between the like to dislike ratio and the amount of comments that have nothing to do with the video, but hey, I've not been on YouTube as long as Craig. I think he knows some secrets I don't. He's also got a giraffe in the background, which scares me. I've seen many things in people's backgrounds. I have not seen a giraffe. Maybe it's because of the tall tales he tells. Nobody's here. I was really sad.
My experience of the last 2 years. Where do I begin?
I'll tell you. He sent his dick pic. He was like,
Hey girl, you like this ding dong?
she's like, I'm 16. He's like, oh.
I'm sending it anyway.
Instantly regret. Thank God someone found out, and then boom, now he's here. YouTube demonetized his whole channel, and when YouTube demonetizes your channel, they take your number when you have your AdSense account, and whenever you try and link it with anything, they're like, oh, this guy is he's in the red, and I'm not going to monetize him. He also got banned from Twitch, I'm pretty sure, and maybe Twitter as well. So I feel like he's getting his just desserts.
So why do I believe what the title says? Now, I understand that getting in a situation like I managed to get myself in is a very rare thing. Because whenever you get cancelled...
It's a rare thing because most people who have common sense don't do this. That's why it's rare. I do not like that Craig is not going to actually bring up what he did. Let me write that down. Because that's number one. You can't just say it, you know. You have to say why you got canceled, Craig. It's like a TV show. Remember that show? There was a show that had a guy's name that rhymed with Mitlo, and it was called Heil Honey, I'm Home. I'm not joking. It's an actual show, and it got canceled after one episode. You have to ask yourself why. You also have to ask yourself, what the f-? That's kind of what I'm thinking with him.
A lot of people just keep on keeping on, right? I panicked. I froze, which, you know, let's be honest, that if you are getting into content creation and you get to a certain point, everyone is going to get canceled, whether it's major or minor at some point in their career. That's just the nature of how society is right now.
While Craig is not necessarily wrong, there will probably be a time in everybody's life where someone disagrees with you if you're putting your opinion out on the internet or in the greater district of the world. If you're a celebrity or have some sort of social presence, someone is going to disagree with something you do and try and start conflict. That is just part of the nature of the job. He's not necessarily wrong, but at the same time, there are many different types of cancellations. There's people who are just like angry for no reason. Then there's people who are warranted and are just trying to protect other people. In your case, Craig, they're doing that because what you did should, and I thought, was illegal. Unlike EDP, who only tried to get with a minor.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
You really sent the pics, and she really does exist. EDP, somehow by God's good grace, didn't actually send it to the person that he thought he was. He was just getting catfished. EDP's so bad at life, even when he tries to do something illegal, it backfires.
But I'm a great example of what not to do. And I want this to be a learning process, okay?
Really? Well, okay. How about this? How about that? A little learning process there for anybody out there who's watching the video. If you got your hand on your meat and you start slapping it, or your hand on your teats and you start slapping that, don't send it to someone who is under the age of consent. How about that? Let's all learn a lesson from good old Craig. Now that we know not to do that, hopefully we can go on with our lives. Thank you, Craig, for being the scapegoat that you are. I finally know how not to go to jail. Thanks, buddy.
I could have handled it like a man. Can I say that nowadays? I don't know. I'm going to say it anyway. I handled it. I should have handled it properly.
Like a man is derogatory towards women. I think handling like a woman would probably be even better at some point. So, no. Yeah, I think that's a pretty dated saying. But yes, handled it properly, which you didn't do. Go on.
I was like, hey, I am fucking scared. So for months, I just froze. There's a bunch of points I would like to make in this video, and the majority of them have come from just having 2 years of just really harsh therapy, not just therapy sessions.
Oh, you got that harsh therapy. You got that therapy where the guy karate chopped him. He's like, Craig, close your eyes. Okay. Oh, what the? That was to open your mind, Craig. You got that harsh therapy.
But also, like, you know, like even what I did to a few weeks ago, I disappeared into the woods by myself for a few days, and I just wrote. That's all I did. I've been doing things like that a lot.
I'm gonna write that one down. That's fantastic, Craig. Go into the woods. Craig went into the woods for a few days. After sending his ding-dong to people who aren't of the age of consent, he decided the only way to go is to become actual Tarzan and swing off the branches of trees for 2 to 3 days. He thinks that'll bring him back to life. I also wanted to note that Craig was like, I was scared, I didn't know what to do, and unbelievably so, doesn't talk about the victims in this, who probably felt even more scared because, lest we forget, these people were fans and also mods and other people who were high ups on his channel were made to feel like they needed to do this, and they were also, you know, young. So how can you possibly think about a person in power who's saying these things to you? Like, you want to please them, you want to still be their friends, and to these young girls, they're like, I just want to be your friend, Craig, and he's making them do things that they don't want to do. I'm just saying, you're not thinking about them, you're only thinking about yourself, which is just Craig-tastic of you.
I go to coffee shops. I have a diary that I write in every day. Hold on.
What the? Is this 2013? What is this? You make me feel like I'm living an Irish dream. Potatoes and Bailey's cream. Craig, really? What are we watching? I sent my dick pic and then now I went to a coffee shop. It changed my life. What are you, a doofus hipster?
This is my journal that I write in every day. Every other day, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I forget. That's just me being honest.
Oh, thank God. That's such you're lying. This is really pivotal information, bro. What information I know about Craig. Sometimes he doesn't write every day in his diary. He also has to name his diary in case he loses it.
Write diaries. Who'd have thought?
Why the hell is he screaming at me? He just picked it up. He's like, write diaries! Alright, buddy. Between him and Jacksepticeye, the Irish people really, they go loud, huh?
Write diaries.
I like it. At least I like one of them.
Physically writing stuff is so therapeutic. I sit on my balcony and I just write and just get into a process of having a way to just let things out.
Yo, you let something out, didn't you, buddy? Come on, man. Why you set yourself up for that? Come on.
You know, life happens. Whether it's deaths or accidents or whatever it may be.
Yo, what does Craig have in his diary that I would like to see? I think that's more of a confessional than anything, Craig.
Last time, I asked you to bring your journal with you for these appointments.
You know, life happens.
Can I see it?
Write diaries. Who'd have thought? Write that down. Get in the process of it. Oh, my knees. I'm so sorry for my banged up knees. Jesus, oh my God.
Other information I know about Craig now. He doesn't write in his book every single day. He's got banged up knees. Why? Maybe he's doing that new power gardening thing I heard about. They have that at the X Games. You get down on your knees and you like pick the hottest plants.
These are things that have happened to me, but there may be like little tidbits here and there that you can apply to your own lives. And even if it helps one person, to me, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, it might help one person, but you hurt two. Did I mention that he did it to dos people? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. This is not the first time ye old Craig let out his Miniladd to the girls, you know what I mean? He done it before. So yes, it might help one person, but you're hurt too. And I'm not the best at math, but that's still bad. It doesn't add up, you know what I mean? I don't know what to say about him that hasn't already been said. I think a lot of people on the internet have made an example of him and at least been like, this is not what you do. This is not how a platform is supposed to be. This is not why people join the platform. And this is not the payoff of the platform. This is just a sad and gross thing that happens when someone supersedes their power and then uses it on people who are not of age.
If you're gonna get a therapist, don't be afraid to change therapist.
Ah, thank God, man. Even though we should be talking about why he got canceled, we're now talking about therapy and how to change therapists. And you know what? Craig's right. If you're going to therapy, you should be able to change therapists because a therapist is like a pair of underwear. You might have to try on a few before you get comfy. You know what I mean? But hey, Craig's right. You gotta change therapist. The problem is, every therapist is gonna know what you did, Craig. You guys better be learning, because I'm not doing this for fun.
Make sure they're like a friend, but you need to be able to feel really, really comfortable long-term therapy, is they write a lot of stuff down.
Do they? Oh, what the Craig? Jesus Christ. My therapist, as soon as I start talking, he talks over me. I'm like, hey, what? No, the weather's pretty good. I like the weather, and I like other things too. Really like helpful. I don't see how this is. I like shoes. I also like dogs, but not the dogs you like. Your dogs.
And we'll just have conversations. Me in high school specifically.
Oh, we're going back to high school now. All right. Well, this is a 40-something minute clip that I cut down because I had to sit through this whole thing. And this man literally dances around everything but the issue of why he did the things he did. And if you really, really, really want to improve yourself, you have to ask yourself, why did I do the thing that I did? Why did I do that awful thing? Who was I as a person, and how can I change it? Talking about every other problem in your life but the thing that led you to you actually sending these dank memes. We'll just call them that. It makes you avoid the issue. And why are you putting this on YouTube? Who is caring about it if you're not going to talk about the actual thing that everybody wants to know? I hate to say it, Craig, but your views have dipped lower than my expectations for the new Squid Games.
Here's how I put it. I was friends with
benefits.
Everyone.
Oh, sorry. Friends with everyone with benefits.
But never best friends with anyone. And that kind of left me enough room to be able to, start a YouTube channel and do the things I want to do.
Yeah. Usually when you have best friends, you're not allowed to start a YouTube channel. Because it only happens when you don't have friends. I don't even have friends. My best friend is a fake dog. I live a sad life. And my other best friend is my grandma. And I'm pretty sure that she blocked me on Instagram. What is Craig talking about, man?
Because of this, I was in a constant state of proving myself. I was constantly on edge, trying to make sure I could say something funny, do something, or, just please let me stay.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too healthy, Craig. It doesn't sound like you belong to many friend groups, because if you belong to that many friend groups, you just go to the next one if one kicked you out, right? So it sounds like you had one friend group and they didn't even like you. I hate to be a therapist, but it seems like you're lying again, Craig.
Literally had to reinvent myself, and I had to figure out every little piece of the puzzle. Like everything that has went wrong in my life, I had to look at, pinpoint, and say why. Yeah.
Can we get to the why you sent a ding dong, to the why you did it? Let's get to the why there, because,
And I was in a group of about 8 to 10 guys. I knew that I wasn't the biggest in the group. I knew that, I was down the pecking order as far as subscribers, views, relevancy, whatever. Because I realized, I'm funny, but I'm not the funniest.
Well, that's a lie again. Is Craig funny?
Sharkies! Hi!
Is this what constitutes as comedy these days? Because is that funny?
Every day I cared so much about proving myself and trying not to make this career go away that in turn I lost my mind and I let my career go away.
Oh God, that's a hell of a quote. I can't quote it. Every day that I had a career that I let it go, my career flowed, and these hoes said YOLO, swag, delicious.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Craig.
I honestly believe where if you blow up whenever you're younger, you don't have enough time to grow as a person before your life gets taken out of your hands.
He's not wrong about that. And that is why a lot of Disney stars end up succumbing to the pressure. And as they get older, they realize their stars are fading, or they're not able to command the same respect that they used to, or they realize that they've either done everything or a lot of bad things happen. You realize that you're not fully in control of your life, and a lot of people are eating from your hands, and they have a lot of opinions and other things that you may not have. It leads to bad things in a lot of Disney cases. I know I've seen a lot of Disney stars just become really, really bad. But YouTubers also are sort of like that, in that they blow up and they don't necessarily have time to be okay with the fan base. They don't know how to navigate through the ins and outs of YouTube, because not everybody tells you what to do. I don't know so much about YouTube still. I've been on the platform 2 years now. There's a lot of things that I don't know. But at the same time, you still should know what laws are, Craig. You should still know what a law is, because if you break one, usually you go to jail. You know? Just like, come on, Craig. Like, hey, I may be a YouTuber, but I'm not gonna take a dump on someone's lawn and then rub it and then knock on the door and say, "Ha, suck it, Mr. Jones," and body slam him. That's just because I'm a YouTuber, I know not to do that. I could be a normal man and not do that. I'm sorry, but just because your fame heightens doesn't mean you should let go of your laws, morality, and ethics. That should never be the thing.
Rob Lowe is this guy. You probably know from Parks and Rec, but he's been a celebrity, you know, since he was like 15 years old back in the 70s or 80s. And he said a quote that stuck with me. And that says, "From the moment you become famous, your mental state gets frozen in carbonite."
You know why that's not true, you bitch? Daniel Radcliffe. Awesome dude. He was Harry Potter. He was Hagrid Potter. He was like Lugabian Davioblo. And he was from Griffin Puff. And he made the car, he Hufflepuffed. And his friend Ed Sheeran he's the ginger guy. I haven't seen Harry Potter. I don't really, I forgot my point, but he grew up to be a really cool guy. What I'm trying to say is that no, that's not necessarily the case, and you can definitely be a good role model. You definitely do have time to grow, and you definitely do have time to become a different person in the limelight. It is harder because you have more eyes on you, but those are the risks you take, because nobody told you, Craig, to start YouTube. Nobody told you to do the things you did. So because you did it willingly, you should understand there are consequences. People like Justin Bieber, who now found God. He's married. He had that little troubled phase as a teen, but like, imagine if you're the biggest pop star in the world, like, you'd probably have a few issues. He's the man. By the way, prayers for JB.
And especially living in LA, you always hear about how LA can make or break you. Should I have bought, I was 22 years old when I bought a $3.2 million house and a Ferrari in the same month.
God damn, what a flex that is. Jesus Christ. I didn't expect you to flex on me that hard. You know what I bought in the last month? I don't want to say it. I bought 2 rolls of Kodak film, and I also bought a burger from this burger joint. Same month. And I was like, woo! You really made it, Leo. This is just, I guess YouTube really does pay people, huh? Whew, do they still do it? By the way, Ferrari, a bad investment, bro.
I realized that is an awful idea. If I buy these nice cars and these nice houses and I dress well and I have the nicest designer shoes, Gucci hoodies, whatever it may be, that maybe people will like me for the things that I have compared to the content of my character.
Just like Martin Luther King said, "Hey man, if I buy this Ferrari and I buy this house and I buy this Gucci couch, hopefully these bitches will love it."
You know, this is a 4,200 square foot house. I'm used to family and tradition and working off each other's backs and...
Like working off people's backs? What the hell is wrong with you, bro? What? What is wrong? Don't buy the house, Craig. The problem with Craig is that he's so impressionable as a human that he thought that buying expensive cars and a house would get him respect. You know, money doesn't equal respect. You have to earn that. There's a few things in life that people cannot buy, that you cannot put a price on. Things like respect, care, love, dignity. I didn't think that you needed to be told it. I didn't think that this was a lesson that you needed to learn the hard way. I thought everybody understood. This was like pretty commonplace that there are certain things money can't buy. And you getting expensive stuff doesn't equate to people giving you the stuff that you need. In order to be a good friend, you don't buy people things. You give them time, because time is priceless. Did your therapist not teach you this stuff, Craig?
There's so much pressure put upon the content creator nowadays. It is unfathomable. Whenever I used to work a lot with YouTube, YouTube used to call me up.
Until you sent your ding dong to the kitties, but yeah, go on.
And I was talking like one of the CEOs of Intel and CFOs of other companies and whatever.
Talk to the CD's nuts of Ireland and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Got him!
He's flexing on us again. I bought a $3.2 million house and a Ferrari. I couldn't even drive that
And the example that I use is this. Traditional celebrities, you get your Will Smiths or your Justin Biebers, you have no chance of meeting them.
Hey, I'm gonna meet them. I'm gonna meet all of them. You just wait. I'm gonna meet them soon. And I'm gonna say Miniladd said I could never do it. And shake Justin Bieber's hand and he's gonna say, what? Who the f is Miniladd? And I'll be like, that is a story for another day, my friend. Today, let's just listen to the song Baby again and ask ourselves why Ludacris was on it.
The reason why social media blew up is because all of a sudden, the YouTubers that you watch, you became attached to them. And it became more of like a friend on the couch telling you to do stuff rather than a celebrity.
Telling you to do stuff? Well, a little Freudian slip right there. It became more of a friend of on the couch telling you to suck it instead of a celebrity, you know? It's just a friend. A friendly suck, if you will. All right, Craig. You know, he's not wrong about that. I mean, I have no idea why he's explaining why YouTube is different to celebrity status. This man will do everything but talk about his actual issue. But yeah, to indulge him, that's completely true. Like, I personally really love the platform of YouTube because it gets to, I'm closer to the people who really appreciate and like me. And to me, that means a lot because the fans and the people who care about me are everything in my personal life. I did not think I'd ever make it this far. I don't understand still why anyone likes me, but I am grateful every single day that I have a chance to prove people right who believe in me. So I think that YouTube's a great platform for connecting people closer. I think that social media brings people closer. It also has the negative effects. People get too close. But yeah, Craig's right about that. It does give you a new level of comfort, and that sometimes can be a good and bad thing. In Craig's case, both.
So all of a sudden, that security and privacy boundary went out the window, where you could get families coming without a worry in the world. There's a million different stories from a million.
I hate when families come without worrying. It's one of my... You have to at least worry if you do it, okay? Oh, I'm coming. Oh,
doing,
damn it.
bro?
That's going to be taken out of context. I just know it.
That's why a lot of really, really high-profile people do drugs. They have no room in their life to grow as people, but they want to feel that organic happiness. Because after a while, like even on my stand-up comedy tour, like I loved every single second of it.
The only way people can organically feel happy is by taking drugs. You sound like Snoop Dogg, bro.
Smoke weed every day.
Apparently, you can't be happy until you take...
You just can't be a happy chappy.
Because if you're not doing that, you're just not a happy person organically. I did not think I was going to hear this tangent today, but what a wonderful tangent we're on. And he follows it up by having the audacity to say he was on a stand-up comedy tour. I've never seen someone go on a stand-up comedy tour without material before. This should be fun.
But if you're on tour like Metallica has or whatever, like for 40 years, the idea of going on stage just becomes monotonous. It becomes repetitive. It becomes job.
Job. It becomes our job. Well, I don't know why he said it like that. Okay. Yeah, it is a job, whether you like it or not. And YouTube's a job. Everybody has to work in order to get money. That's true. But you can still find solace, and you can still like the stuff you do. Come on, Craig. You can't lie to me. Tell me more about that stand-up comedy tour. Can anybody show me Craig doing stand-up? I really want to see that Miniladd stand-up.
I'm not kidding, that's my son. We'll talk about the logistics later. But I was there, it happened. It was painful to watch. Exactly. I squeezed that out like a trooper.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road.
I realize that life is about the journey. You need to enjoy the ride. You need to enjoy the journey. Don't focus on the destination. An example that I heard was, if you're lost in a forest, you don't know your way out.
Right. That's another saying. If you're lost in a forest, you're gonna die. You're never gonna find your way out. It's over. Don't ever go to a forest. Don't hike. Miniladd.
Little things like that I love. Also, David Goggins, please, if you take away anything from this video, please read this book. I literally have a David Goggins wristband on.
For those of you who don't know, David Goggins is a ex-Marine. He went from fat to fit, and he's very good at screaming knowledge into people. He's a good dude. I like him, but I feel like a lot of people who have no direction in their life need to look at him and they're like, oh, yes, you need someone to give you TLC, tough love and care. And Miniladd needs that. Except the difference is David Goggins probably doesn't know that Miniladd gave a little tough love and care to people who probably shouldn't get it.
I don't read.
Well, there's just more and more information. Just more lore, Miniladd lore. I don't read.
I've listened to this book 5 different times.
Oh my god. You know what? I take it back, guys. If this is what he did on a stand-up tour, I would shake his hand. I don't think I've ever seen a moment as funny as this. He held up a book, and it was the physical copy with pages, and said, I've listened to this 5 times.
I don't read. It is about a guy cleaning out cock. He needed to lose 10 pounds in 3 months to join the Navy SEALs. I got a signed version. This book changed my life. Books.
Yep, books. That's it. Books.
Here in my garage, knowledge.
Yep, books.
Knowledge.
So, what else do we have, Mini?
Called the accountability mirror, which you just stare yourself in the mirror, you put post-it notes of the things around you that you want to fix. And I've cried in front of that mirror many a times.
I'm sure you have, but you probably not for the reasons that you should be crying in front of that mirror. I've never heard this man admit it, but you still didn't really take accountability for what happened to those people in that situation. And I've never heard him really ask forgiveness. That's the accountability mirror, man. It should have a picture of the text that you sent and be like, oh wow, she was 16.
That's what it is. You are going to be confronted with things that you don't like. Death.
I just don't know what I'm sitting through. This is a hot pile of trash, isn't it?
Because my life went from everything to nothing.
Yeah.
If I didn't adapt, I'd be in a f***ing psych ward.
Yeah, well, maybe, you know.
He's just saying that there is no better feeling than feeling happiness within yourself.
Ah, and to do it organically, the only way is drugs.
I think through, like, the tour, I felt happiness and pride, but I've never felt true happiness from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed.
Because if you did, you'd be on literal acid, my friend.
I don't think that's possible for 24 hours a day. I think that would take up all your energy, time, and effort. It's fine to be sad. Not only is it fine, it's normal and human to be sad. And it's even better to live in those emotions because you have to have sad days to have the happy days. And to actually enjoy the happiness, you have to go through a little pathos. That's part of the learning process. No lesson worth learning is easy.
I love that everyone in life has a different way of getting to the place where you managed to meet. But everyone in life has their own unique story. What have they learned from those stories to get them to the place where they are today? And that's why I fell in love with podcasts.
Okay, right. Did you follow that thought pattern? Because I did not see that sentence ending that way.
Who are you? And how did you become you? I initially tried to come back a month after everything happened.
Which was stupid. Don't send your little diddle and then come right back. You ain't come, nuh-uh. Take some time to think about it.
Stop it. Get some help.
I listen to the people around me, they're just like, just take a month off. Keep uploading. Let me make the apology video and let me just take time to breathe and to grow.
Well, his managers and PR and team could have been like, just sweep it under the rug, as I'm sure many people do, because this man was probably making a lot of money for a lot of people, and maybe they didn't care about his and the well-being of the victims. I will say that, you know, that's not right, and if a man doesn't understand or is in that position where they feel scared, a mistake might be made, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there, maybe. It seems like you're not really taking responsibility for the thing that you did, but you know, in a situation like that, coming to your manager and being like, yeah, I did this, what do I do? There's sort of forced to be in that position. So I don't know how much I can award you credit for this, but at the same time, yeah, maybe.
The ride of whatever you're doing, the destination that you eventually want to get to will happen on accident. If you want to make YouTube videos, love every second of it.
I don't get the tangent, Minnie. Are we talking about being a aspiring YouTuber? All right. Just avoiding everything as usual.
If you're gonna be a garbage guy, love every second. And whenever you're passionate about something, people feel that, and it's a vibe.
I don't think people are gonna feel the vibe of a garbage man. I don't think the garbage man's gonna be like, hey buddy, give me the trash. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'll put it in my ass. Nobody's gonna be happy about that. I'm not gonna vibe with my garbage man. I'm gonna be like, oh, thank God he took out the thing that he was supposed to and gets paid. It's not every career, but I get what he's saying. Love what you do and love every second. I don't know why he's telling us this. I guess because he doesn't love it. This is more or less a man explaining that he had a literal breakdown and is now a virtuous man because after a few years has come to terms with the fact that he wants to be a better person after literally being cancelled and almost shoved off the platform. I don't know if this man has learned as much as he will say that he's learned. But he is really trying to convince me that he has changed.
I went from nothing to making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month as a 22-year-old. I had no one really around.
Okay, well, I went from making nothing to making a decent amount of money. It's well over $10 a month. I still don't think that you have to do illegal stuff just because you get money. I just don't believe in that, so I'm sorry, that's not a good excuse at all. No.
If I had a reference point of like working a regular job, I could tune into that and know that I never want to go back to that.
You don't need it. You don't need to work at Subway to be like, F*** Subway. I don't think you literally need to work that job. And if you feel like you need to literally work the job to have that mental state to be like, what is this? Do it, Miniladd. Do whatever you need to do to get it into your head that you shouldn't be sending underage people certain pictures. Do whatever it is you need to get in that big head of yours. Do that.
Was Miniladd through and through. There was no Craig.
Oh my God, he's removing himself from the personality. This is like Eminem doing something really bad. Maybe Eminem like drives someone off a cliff and he's like, that's not me. That's Slim Shady, baby. And everyone being like,
Oh, man, he's got black hair. Shady has blonde hairs.
This man actually trying to remove himself from every possible ounce of blame. Managers, it was making lots of money. Now it was Miniladd took over. He just woke up and Miniladd was inside him. That sounded wrong.
I was so full on. It may have even been the car accident.
Oh my God, he's victim. He's victim. He's doing it.
Just became a content. I miss the old Craig. Pre-accident Craig. That's what it was. I knew from like 2017 onwards I needed to go into therapy.
I miss pre-dick pic Craig. Yep. I mean, in the last 5 minutes, we've seen this man blame his managers, PR team. He blamed literal money and him not having a regular job. Then he blamed Miniladd for taking over, and now he's like he was in a car accident, and that caused it. It caused him to be a machine, which caused him to do this. You know what? You deserve everything you're getting. I don't know how to defend you from this. You just refuse to take any accountability, my guy.
What if YouTube had a vacation mode? If you take a week off, YouTube kicks you out of the algorithm, you're fucking washed.
He's not wrong. This is very sad and disgustingly true. I hate that I'm agreeing with this man.
That's it. It'll take you months to be able to get back in. I think it'd be sick that if at the top of the banner, it could say, so-and-so is on vacation. So back to the statement of the title.
I did want to speak on that really fast. YouTube is a very mentally taxing thing. Just see D'Angelo Wallace's video. He came back. And it is very strenuous on mental health. I know for a fact. I was sick and still working. I knew that if I wasn't working and I came back, I would lose a lot of people. And for me, this is all I have. I'm from South Africa, baby. I got nothing if not this. Unlike America and stuff, I didn't come from first world country. I came from. So, you best believe I'm gonna be working. The thing is that a lot of people don't have anything else, and that's how it is for them. You gotta do what you gotta do to make it on YouTube. And YouTube probably needs a way more healthy system, and a system that something more like a regular job for people to take time off and to do things without being kicked out of the algorithm and punished for taking time off, because YouTube rewards more content and stuff like that. So I think that's a very important thing, and maybe, a great idea. Whoever in passing said that. A vacation mode would be wonderful, because I think everybody deserves a few days off. This is a tough gig, man. It has nothing to do with anything else, and I'm sorry. I just wanted to talk about YouTube really quick, and I do understand that creators are under a lot of pressure, and they tend to sometimes make mistakes. Sometimes people crack under pressure. The extent to which you crack is very different. This man might as well have been smoking it in order to make the decisions that he made, but,
Why do I believe it's the best thing to ever happen to me? Because I finally got time away to not be Miniladd. So, cool.
Well, okay, that's okay. Getting canceled was the best thing to happen to you because you got time away. You could have still just taken a vacation. You could have still just done it. You're telling me that you literally needed people to push you off the internet for you to get banned on all platforms for you to be like, whew, thank God. Really?
I'm doing this quite merely as a hobby. And also to see if I actually wanted to do this. Who am I? Who is, not Miniladd, who is Craig? Who the fuck is Craig?
Yeah, who the fuck is Craig? I'll tell you who Craig is. It's the fake name I give to people on Cameo whenever I want them to say happy birthday, Leo who's 16. Every time. And I did it to Ollie London already. Have a look.
Hey Leo, what's up? 안녕하세요. Here. It's Ollie London here, and I have heard today from Craig that you are turning 16 years old. So me and Craig just want to wish you a very special happy birthday, and a sangil 축하합니다, as they say in Korean. I hope you have the best day ever, Leo. Enjoy being 16. It's such a great time of your life, and now you can reflect and think what you want to do in your life. Do you want to be a K-pop singer or a K-pop dancer or anything to do with K-pop? Now is your chance to go out and chase your dreams as well. Also, I've heard you love babies. You're very good with children because they're super cute and super kawaii, especially the Korean babies. And you also love watching YouTube videos and comedy. So I hope you enjoy watching my YouTube videos. I like to make people laugh and like to make people smile and entertain. And yeah, 사랑해요, 보라해, and have the best birthday ever. Love from me and from Craig. Bye.
Yeah, that's my Craig. Who's your Craig?
So I had time to do the things that I wanted to do without the pressures of having to produce. I've had the worst and best 2 years of my life. Worst because I had to confront who I was as a person. Who was I? I need to rediscover who that guy was.
The worst is actually because you got canceled and you lost your job and livelihood, which I would be more sad about because I'm not one to take food out of people's mouths, but at the same time, if you make your bed, you sleep in it. Since we're talking in anecdotes, Craig. But at the same time, you know, this man just refuses to ever take any accountability. So he just seems to be happy that he got canceled. So he finally has time to do the things he likes. I think after 10 years, he's made enough money that he's okay either way. So I don't know however you want to look at it, the audience, you can look at it. Is it good? Is it bad? You tell me, because I don't know.
Because Craig Thompson died years ago.
That's not, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh God. Craig died years ago. You know how he said a while ago, he's like, I would have been in an asylum. I'm just saying.
I needed to find him again. And I finally did. I am an artist. I like creating art. I like doing dumb shit.
That's not what art is. That's... Oh, do you think Van Gogh painted the pictures he painted and was like, what is this shit? I like doing dumb shit. Let me cut my ear off now, bro.
So that's kind of why I'm here today. I am still demonetized. I miss having a creative outlet. I did video ideas that I thought would do well compared to video ideas that made me happy.
Another point that's interesting to bring up, maybe not in this conversation, is what YouTubers do to get a viral video versus what YouTubers want to do. A lot of people want to do a certain type of video, but maybe can't because they know that they just won't get the views. Like, you know, for instance, if I do gaming, I'm going to have to figure out a way to cultivate an audience who likes that and put it on a different channel. YouTube and the audience is not going to just be okay with that. Like, you have to find ways to do different things. I understand what Craig is saying here, but I don't understand what he's saying because Craig died years ago and we need to actually get the funeral arrangements ready because he's just sitting in a river floating with some potatoes. Someone needs to help.
And I can't remember when the last time I made a video that I did it out of the happiness of my soul.
Probably this one.
And I realized that for a long time, I didn't have a soul.
Right, because Craig died years ago, guys. Come on, we need to... Are you following this?
I want to make content that just makes me happy. I was able to entertain so many people.
All of them. All 4 million and now all 70,000. Because that's the type of views he used to have almost 5 million subscribers. Now he gets about 70,000 views a video.
Damn.
If I never get back to that, it's okay. I've also come to the realization where I had like fuck you money.
How much? What?
Fuck you money.
What is that?
Fuck you money? Fuck you.
I don't have that money. I just got money. Because I don't even have, I'm like, damn it, I didn't need money. I need that kind of money. How you get that, Craig? Jeez.
That to me is an experience. Like, I've ticked the box. I've done the partying. I've had the house.
Sent the pictures.
I've had the cars. I've had whatever.
Now you just need the sentence.
It just doesn't even feel like me. Like, it feels like a really weird dream. And it feels like now I've finally woken up.
Which is impossible because Craig died. Guys, are you serious? Do you understand, Craig? You can't wake up when you're dead. Craig's lying right now because the only thing he's really lying is in a graveyard, 6 feet under.
It's so hard to explain, but that's how I feel. In a way, kind of a selfish video, letting you guys know what I've been doing. But I think if you're interested in whatever's been going on, I think it's fair to you.
Craig also said that he finally went back to making content that he likes, which I just find hard to believe because he was like, the videos I make were just algorithmic. And the last videos that he made are footage seconds before disaster. The 1950s imagined the future to be ridiculous. People who use 100% of their brain. Is this the videos that you personally wanted? This is what you feel in your heart? Okay. If you say so, Craig.
I might just change my channel to Craig. I don't really want to be the machine anymore.
Changing your name. Now, if you ever look at a PR or publicist or you ever want to distance yourself from something, not many people know Miniladd is called Craig Thompson. And if he changes his name to Craig Thompson, rebrands, makes different content entirely, he might be able to catch himself on the up and up. It's slimy, it's smart, and I caught it in the act. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get away from his problems.
My channel is still getting a bunch of views, people just watching older videos, so I'm going to leave that up there. But I think it's time for me to be happy. So as far as the statement piece goes, why getting cancelled was the best thing to ever happen to me.
Oh yes, of course, the title of the video, which you never really addressed. Oh, much like the clickbait YouTubers of 2012, Craig is doing the things that he always knew how to do to get views, and he got my views. So how did this change your life, Craig?
I found Craig again.
Yeah, but you probably found him in a body bag after playing Metal Gear 4 Solid Revenge of Craig Thompson. The last thing Craig does is a mini smile, showing that he still has a little bit of Miniladd in him. Again, sounds wrong, but that is how the video ends. This dude spent 40 minutes talking about something that made no sense. I cut out half the video and it's still 20 minutes too long. The video should have been like, I really messed up. I messed up my career. I messed up some people's lives and I don't really know how to rectify the situation. So I hope that in time you guys can forgive me and let me grow as a person because I'm still young enough to learn from this experience. And I'm very sorry that it happened. But I don't know why I'm apologizing for you, Craig. You need to do things for yourself. You died years ago. Why Miniladd's video is bad? Because he doesn't address what he did. Because he doesn't know not to send crudes to minors. Because he went into the woods for a few days. Because he got really comfy with his therapist. I still don't know what that means. Apparently, he said that the only way to get natural happiness is drugs. If you're in a forest, it's over for you. You're gonna die. Books. And Craig died years ago. So, I've heard more excuses than I've heard answers in this video. It has proved nothing yet again, and the only thing I can do is go back in time to see why you did the things you did and make my own inference and make my own judgment on the situation. Unfortunately, YouTube is a landscape for better and for worse unprotected. A lot of people can make amazing content and they're not restricted because people don't necessarily check what they do. But at the same time, you have this weird power dynamic over a lot of people. And if you're a massive, massive YouTuber, some stuff like that can arise. All I can say is, if it's consensual and if it's off age, that's fine. It's none of my business. If it's under that or not that, then you need to stop. You need to look at yourself and be like, what am I doing? What are the consequences of my actions? How is this going to affect the other person? Because you can't be doing this. It's not a good look for us. It's not a good look for the other people on the platform. And it's happened so many times, it feels like every YouTuber is just putting out their own apology video. So I think that we need to make this place safer. And this is not a good apology. This is just a person trying to find excuses as to why they did something horrible. It's a really, really poor excuse for a video, and you better find Craig, and he better apologize at some point, bro, because this isn't a chief. I've been 16leo, and apparently I'm a BS detector, but I've got a ticket to Ireland because I got to find that bro Craig and bring him back, all right? So I'm out of here. Hopefully you have a good day. Miss you. Love you. Bye.